Hey everyone, it's your cuddle, Kitwana. Have you ever asked yourself what are actually my very favorite toys? And have you ever dreamed about cuddling with big lions and tigers? And have you ever asked yourself, what am I actually cuddling and snuggling with when I go to bed or when I just want to relax and have nothing else to do? Well, if your answer is yes to those questions, this video is for you. Today we are going to look at my very favorite toys, and these are my super huge, super lifelike lion and tiger plushies that you see here, and I'm super proud to finally introduce you to them. They all have something in common. They're all no-name products, and they are built in a very similar way, as you can see, with similar faces. Their heads are all molded, hard-molded heads, and you can see, especially if you look at the lionesses, they all have the same faces, and they are super realistic and lifelike and big. And today I want to tell you more about them. I've had many people telling me they don't really like those hard-headed plushies, but I have a different opinion. I can't do much with all those Hansa and Steiff plushies that are more expensive than these ones made in China. But I love these much more because there's a reason why the the head is molded. That's because it allows for a much more realistic expression on the face, and it also it feels much more realistic because you can actually feel the skull when you touch it, and the rest of the body is soft. So that's why I love them so much. And today we're going to look at all of these, give you a brief introduction to every one of these plushies, and we look how huggable and how cuddly they are, and take a look at some of the features. These plushies are something that I have collected over the past 12 to 13 years now. I remember I got the first one, which is actually this lioness here, the resting lioness, in 2007, and it took me a long time to collect other similar plushies so that I can have an entire pride of them. And I give you 2 links in the video description. It took me a long time to figure out at which Chinese factory they were made, and it all came down to likely 2 factories. I remember none of these plushies have a tag, so I cannot guarantee you to 100% that this is true, but as said in the description, there's 2 links to 2 factories in Weihai, China. The one is Weihai Lion Toy Company Limited, and the other one is called Weihai New Tiger Toy. But actually they make all kinds of realistic plush, many species, but main business area of them seem to be lifelike big cat plushies, and I'll give you 2 links there. But you can, I'm not really sure if you can directly order from them, probably not, but might be worth a try. I got mine usually from eBay, from the UK and the US, but you also can try is to order on AliExpress. But I would have to warn you that on AliExpress it's usually a hit or miss. Sometimes you don't really get what's being pictured, so if you are like me and really sensitive to on how a plushie has to look for you, then I would stay clear of AliExpress. Otherwise, you may be wasting $100 for a plushie that looks completely different than what was promised and pictured. But other than that, gift stores of shoes are also a very good source. I remember I got one of the male lions, this one here, from Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago for $160. It was quite expensive, but this was actually the first ever male lion that I was able to find that would fit into the pride with my lionesses. So you can see it's pretty similar, got a hard molded head as well, similar size. So yeah, these are the sources you can try. It is not easy to get them, especially not the lions. The tigers are more common. You can still find lifelike tigers like this pretty easily. So I can only wish you good luck. And now I think, I know you can hardly see me between all those super cute plushies. So I'm going to clear the space here, and then we start with the lions and the lionesses. And if you are more interested in the tigers, then please skip to the time code I'm giving you now here on screen, so you can fast forward to the tiger plushies. And I'll see you in a short bit, and then we are going to look at the first lioness, which is this one here, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the first lioness that I have is this one here, and she is really my favorite, and actually with that, truly one of my favorite toys that I own, and you will quickly see why. She has an amazing size of almost 50 inches, and she looks super realistic. Take a look at her face. She has all her whiskers on both sides, many whiskers, and just like all my other big cat plushies, she has a plastic nose, and she features an open mouth that can actually open and close a little bit, and there's the correct amount of teeth in there, so that's really what a real lion would have, the correct amount of teeth, and properly designed. They're actually flexible rubber, so don't worry, your child cannot get hurt. And look at her body, she's very well proportioned. I've often seen lionesses plushies like her that are shorter, but with the body way too short and the head too big. But this one was the only lioness that I was able to find within those 12 years that I am collecting them now, that has a properly proportioned body. So this is a super adorable and cute lioness. She's so cool. I really love to snuggle and cuddle with her, and I really love her. I love to cuddle with her after an exhausting day. There's nothing I love more than to cuddle with her, and she's also allowed to reside in my bed, just like most of the other plushies that you will see in this video. So, oh, it's so super adorable. And she's pretty soft. Not all of my plushies are stuffed the same, but she's very soft and huggable. Oh. And cuddling with her really makes you feel like you've got a real life lioness, and that's so cool. I know many people will dream about petting or cuddling with a tiger or lion, and these plushies are they get you as close as possible to that. They feel realistic, but without the negative sides. They don't bite. They are clean. They are super, super, super cuddly. Also the paws, the paws airbrushed. Sadly, these are not too realistic. They should have made the paw pads all black. And that's not the case on any of my plushies. I don't know why, but still looks super cute. Plushies. And also a bit poseable. You can lick her paws like this. Here. And you can grab a piece of meat that's between her paws. Overall, he is a super, super awesome plushie. It's the most awesome plushie that I own, I would say. Take a look at her back. Also very realistically molded here, but super, super, super adorable and soft. Oh, she measures almost 50 inches long. And even here on the back of her ears, got the black markings. That's also true to a real lioness, so that the cubs can recognize her when they're walking through the high grass. It's got awesome white around her snout, and the whisker spots, and a set really very realistic mouth. So this is definitely, she gets a lot of love, and she is definitely my favorite toy, because that's something you don't put on a shelf to just look at it and let it collect dust. That's something you really hold in your paws every day and cuddle and huggle with. Get lots of snuggles. And he is so awesome. Also got the tail with a golden tuft. Very nice. And her fur still holds up very well. Her seams are all intact. Despite she gets lots and lots of hugs. So these are really super good quality, even though they are no-name products. As said, likely made by Way High New Tiger Toy or Way High Lion Toy. Check the links in the description of this video. They don't seem to have this exact model anymore. They only have the smaller sizes, Lioness, but I'm sure they still own the pattern, and hopefully we will see them someday again. This is the only one I was able to find in all those 12 years, and I actually found her on a Swiss eBay style website. So really super awesome that I have her, and she is super rare, and she's my most treasured plushie. I consider her unique. So okay, that's it for her. I didn't name her yet, but probably I'll call her Sarabi because she's so big and she's a good hunter, yet a super adorable kitty that needs a lot of love, and she loves to cuddle. So okay, with my favorite plush behind, I want to show you my second favorite plush, and that's also a lioness, and you will see her in just a second. I'll get her out of the way, and then we'll look at the next plush. Alright, and here we have my second favorite big cat plushie. It's this lioness. She isn't that big, measuring only around 38 inches, but that's actually an advantage, because look at the pose he has. By the manufacturer, she was described as a resting lioness, and she rests her head on her left forepaw. And look at the body. That makes her perfect for cuddling and snuggling. She doesn't take up a lot of space, so if space is an issue and you really love lions and love to cuddle with, this is the perfect plushie. She is really made for cuddling. Also because of her curved body, I really like to hold her like this, and that really feels like she's snuggling onto you, and it's so super cute. Similar face like the big lioness that I showed you first. Look at these cute golden eyes, very realistic. The plastic nose, which is in pink, and you can see she already got a lot of cuddles and cases and snugs, so her fur is already is degrading a bit, but that's not too bad. I mean, lions in the wild also don't always have a super perfect clean fur. That just makes her look much more realistic. Also behind her ears are the black stripes, and I really love, you can see her lips, her white beard here, super realistic. Her paw pads aren't black either, but still they are there in varying quality. Stuff like this usually gets airbrushed, so if you cuddle a lot with your plushies, it will eventually fade over time. That's a bit of a disadvantage, but still, I mean, look at that. Her body shape, he is super cool. She loves cases so much. He's perfect for cuddling and snuggling. And he would basically fit in a standard suitcase, but still takes up a lot of space. So I wish I was able to take her with me on all my travels, but sadly she's still a bit too big for that. But that's okay. I spend a lot of time here at home cuddling and snuggling with her. Also the body has the right proportion. The tail is very nice as well, got a golden tuft here that I recommend you brush it from time to time and treat it with a vacuum cleaner to make sure it doesn't collect too much dust and dirt. So you'll always have a safe experience cuddling and snuggling with her. And she is awesome. Look at that. It's just perfect to hold her in your arms like this and give her comforting cuddle. Now if they only would make sounds, unfortunately none of my plushies make sounds. If you would purr or give a growl when you pet her, that would be super nice. Or even have animatronics in it. Sadly they don't. But that's okay. You have to imagine that. And I really spend many hours cuddling with her. I usually keep her like this in my arms when I sleep, because she's the perfect size and shape for that. So that's it for this plushie. She's also I consider her unique because I've only ever seen one example of her, and that's it. Within the past 12 years, nothing on AliExpress, nothing on eBay, just this one that I was able to get from a German seller. that's too bad. There should be more of them, but I guess people do not want to spend a lot of money on those, even though they cost much less than a style for Hansa Plus. All of my big cut plushies range between $100 and $300. But I guess people have small apartments nowadays, especially here in Europe. They don't want a plushie to take up the entire bed or the couch. But luckily I have the space for them, for several of them. And he is my second favorite toy and plushie that I own. He's so super huggable. Look at that. Oh. Oh. So on to the next plushie, on to the next Lioness. I still have a couple more to go. And next up is this Lioness here. It's in a very interesting shape. He seems to be the most common of all those lionesses, similar type lionesses that have been manufactured over time, because I have seen her several times. What's missing on mine is the cup that he came with, and he took care for it like this. He was actually licking it. I cut it off, to be honest, and because as you have seen, I love to cuddle with my plushies, and I just can cuddle much better with them without the cup being in the way. But that doesn't make her less beautiful. Look at that face. I've seen some of these lionesses with horribly looking eyes inserted in a not so nice way, but this one has the eyes inserted very deep, and it looks very realistic, very friendly, very cute actually. And here on top of her head she has a black marking, not on the ears, and there's the black. But that's cool. That makes her unique. And also look at the whisker spots and the white. And she actually has a plastic lip, a rubber lip actually, that makes her look so realistic. That's so cool. And you know what? She makes a super great pillow. That's why she's shaped like that. I'm almost a bit too big for her, but you get the idea. You place it like this, and she's snuggling you. She's hugging you actually. Super cute. Also, her paws. Look at that. Oh. She's a bit smaller, at around 32 inches, but just the perfect size to put your arms around her and snuggle with her. Look at the face. She has the whiskers, and it's got the markings, and as said, the eyes are done perfectly, unlike on some of her other examples. And that's also been one of my very first plushies, more than 10 years old, but her fur still holds up. She has a small hole in here. The seams have ripped a little bit, but nothing too bad. None of the stuffing came out. So she's still ready to receive a lot of hugs and snacks. Oh. And she's a good lioness mother. She just misses her cup, but I can assure you it's in great shape. If you want to see a lioness with a cup, then simply stay tuned, because that's the next plushie coming up. And here's the next lioness. As said, she comes with a cup. She is a beautiful mother, and look at her cute cup that she got. Just a few weeks old, and she's taking care with her tongue, licking it and giving it some comfort. Oh, this is super, super, super cute. Unfortunately, her eyes are a bit more spooky because they sort of added a bit, just a little bit more fur around here and insert them a bit deeper into the skull, but he's still acceptable. I've seen worse. He also seems to be somewhat common. I guess people like these smaller size plushies that come with a cup a bit more than the super big ones. The cup is just sewn onto its mother, so you can, if you want, you can disconnect it, just cut it off with a pair of scissors. That's no problem, but since my bigger Lioness, since I removed the cup from her, I decided to leave the cup with this one, because that's a smaller plus anyway, and it still makes for some good cuddles and snacks. But still, the cup is a bit in the way. You can basically, but you can put your arm around here and still give it a few kisses and snacks and hugs. Look at her paws. It's also very cute. Her fur is super nice. Also, it's stuffed a little bit harder than the other ones. Tail's very nice. Of course, the cup got its tail as well. That's sewn onto the left rear leg of its mom. Super, super, super cute. You can see the underside. Not much different. Here's a little bit of a lighter color, but not on her body, which lions usually are. Back of the ears are black as well, and she got the black stripe on her head. She has her whiskers, and her lip isn't plastic, it's just airbrushed, but that's fine. Pink tongue, super, super cute. And they can actually give each other kisses and cuddles. Oh, this is a super cute plushie. I don't cuddle with her as often as I do with the others because she's already busy caring for her cub and I don't want to disturb her. But I'm super glad that I have her. Now on to my last Lioness. And after that, we're going to take a look at my two male lions. And here we have my smallest Lioness, 31 inches long, and stuffed a lot harder than the other ones. She's barely able to lower her head and lick her paws. Well, it works, but takes a bit of more effort. She can grab a piece of meat that's between her paws. She can lick herself, but you can really feel she's stuffed a bit more. She has a few imperfections. She's got a little hole back here that was already present when I got it, and there's another hole just below her left ear. Luckily it's not too much visible, but they should have made her ears just a little bit bigger. I think they are a little bit too small. Other than that, her face is quite okay. The eyes are inserted correctly. She's got an open mouth, also with the correct amount of teeth, and she has her tongue in there. Rubber teeth, they're looking very realistically. She's got her white beard, her whiskers, a pink nose, super adorable. It's like a little real lioness, and you can hold her very well. She's very huggable. Paws look like this. They also aren't black either. But it's not too bad. One of the threads in here came off that shapes her her left paw while I was snuggling with her. But still, I love her. She's cute. Her fur feels very, very nice. I can only repeat myself. It's amazing how close they are to the real deal. It really, really feels that you're snuggling with a real lioness. She looks like a younger one. Probably has not had cubs yet. But that's cool. I really have an entire pride now, and of different sized lionesses. Yet they still look. They all have the same, more or less the same faces. I mean, the same construction, same way of construction. So they fit together very well. It's a totally realistic lion pride of differently aged lionesses and male lions that we will see just in a bit. Let's look for the back. So it looks very realistic as well. Sort of stuffed her a little bit more here to avoid the wrinkles. But other than that, I love that she has her whiskers. The eyes are so super cute. Oh, that's a perfect lioness to carry around. She's my smallest one, and also one of my newer ones. And I still think the proportions of her body aren't bad. It's just on the border of about having a too short body, but still pretty okay. The head has a nice size, and as I said, it's also a molded head, so you can feel that in here. But that's okay. It's still cuddly, and I actually prefer the plushies with the molded heads. Like I said, it makes for a much more realistic look. So that was it for this lioness. And now, of course, I know that you're already looking forward to see the male lions, so we will get to them right now. I have two pieces, and that's like in a realistic lion pride, the lionesses outnumber the male lions. So let's see who are the kings of my pride. And now I'm cuddling with one of my two kings of my lion pride, and I have to say this is my favorite out of the two, because he's very, very soft, and I love his face, and so super huggable, and he looks like a true lion king, even though I think he's supposed to be the younger one of the two that I have, because you can see his mane is it's basically a unicolor mane, even though they do have some gray, almost black hairs mixed in, but they are hardly visible. It's mainly a golden mane, and makes him look like a bit of a younger lion. You know, the older they get, the darker the mane becomes, and so this is a younger cutie. Look at the face. He has not only his big whiskers on its side, but also here on top of the eyes. Not many plushies have those. They tend to fall out rather quickly when you snuggle and cuddle with them, and they're also a bit in the way, so most people remove them eventually, but I'll leave them in. I wish they would have done his lips a little bit better, a little bit more of a solid black, but I love the white. It still looks very clean, despite I cuddle with him a lot because he's so super soft. His mane hairs tend to go wild a little bit. They are pretty thin, a bit more of the flimsy quality compared to my other male lion that you will see up next. But still, you can calm them, you can brush them, and I would advise you to do that if you cuddle it up with this Plush, with a male lion Plush, with any male lion Plush that has a long mane. Oh, this is super adorable. His body is very soft, the fur feels very, very nice, very shiny. He can scratch himself with his paws, very flexible. He can lower his head to touch his front paws like this. He can lick it. Oh, that's super adorable. You can recreate realistic lion behavior with most of these Plushies, and that's what makes it so fun to not only to own them, but also play with them for a little bit. I really love that. This one is the only one that has a tag actually, and it's a French brand called Play Kids. Well, at least that's the importer's name, but I'm pretty sure he was made in the same factory like all the others. There seems to be a whole cluster in the city of Weihai in China that is specialized in creating lifelike Plushies like this, around 40 inches long, pretty big. An awesome lion, really true to a king, and I actually love younger male lions who still have a golden mane. Lion King in training. Look at the themes, they are still very nice, nothing has popped yet. The tail doesn't simply limp, it's actually a bit curved, so that means it's stuffed very nice in here. Very realistic. Look at that. Oh, isn't that face adorable? The eyes are a bit special. They look a little bit different compared to Lioness, but still I had to look for a very, very long time until I finally found male lions that look good enough to throw in my Lionesses, that are similar enough. Molded head as well, and you can see the airbrushing, a little bit of white above his eyes and right around his snout. That's super, super realistic, and I love him a lot. Oh, yeah, he's my favorite of the two male lions that I love to cuddle with. Oh. Actually, an insider tip I told you is from a French brand, and there's an auction style, eBay style site in France called Leboncoin. I'll give you the name here in the bottom of the screen, and I can also put a link into the video description. It seems that a lot of these, especially this one, a lot of these big male lion Plushies has made it to France for some reason, probably because of that Play Kids company. So if you are in Europe or in France specifically, if you're watching me from there, this is a very good source to find lions and tigers like this that are already hard to find in other countries. For some reason France seems to have gotten a lot of them, and that's cool. Luckily I found a seller there who didn't mind shipping him to Switzerland for me. He was actually very nice, and sent me a message when asked if the lion arrived and if he's doing well, and if he's getting fed and getting enough meat, and of course he does. I take good care of my lions. Oh, he's so super super cute, super huggable, very, very soft. You can see. Oh. So that's one of the two Lion Kings, and now I'm showing you the other one. And here's my other Lion King, King of the Pride. They share the top, but that's actually at that. I have a pretty realistic lion pride where the lionesses outnumber the male lions. And here's one of the two kings. As you can see, he looks pretty different from the first one. Face is also unbelievably cute. He's always looking at me like, no, don't leave me, give me some clothes. You know that I love you. It makes a bit of a sad face, but it's always like, oh, that's super cute. Got a bit of the smaller eyes, more round, but I really loved how they designed the tear ducts, and got some white around the eyes. Also, again, I wish they would have done a better job with the lips, more black. And he's also missing any whiskers. He didn't have any when I bought him. Actually, this was the first male lion that I was able to get for my pride in December 2016. I found him at the Lincoln Park Zoo gift shop in Chicago. And he cost $160, but was well worth, since I really waited for almost 10 years to finally find a male lion for my pride. So this was a no-brainer. I got him immediately. It was the last one they had, shortly before Christmas. And I'm so happy that I did. I realized he has a tag as well. Not the only one with a tag. It was imported by a company called Burton & Burton. You can actually, they do have an online store, but I do not see him anymore on their website, so he's sold out. Unfortunately, they also had some of the big tigers. But it's a company to keep in mind. They're based in Georgia, so check back their website every now and then. So they will have at least similar plushies back in stock, hopefully. Nice body as well. The plush is a bit different from all the others. A bit different fur. But I'd say the proportions are quite nice, and look at that mane. That's actually like a realistic lion mane. It's a bicolor mane that goes into the lower parts, go into black, and it's got golden spot up here. That's much more like a realistic lion mane, and I really love it. Here on the front you can see the two colors. That's more realistic than the other lion that I have. Here the paws are made very nicely, but for some reason they forgot them here on the rear paws. What's up with that? It really looks like they forgot. This is right front paw. He's stuffed pretty hard. He cannot lower its head really good. Lick his paws. So I would not do that because it stresses the seams too much. I already had to sew him together here because it popped. So I take good care when I cuddle and huggle with him. He's actually got somewhat of a darker tuft on his tail. That's really nice. Got the cute paws. Look at them airbrushed paw markings. That's really cute. That's at 42 inches long, $160. That's what you have to budget in for a plushie like this. But still cheaper than all those name brands, and in my opinion they still look better. His mane is easy to care for. The hairs on this one stay more together. They're not as wild and fuzzy like the other male lion that I've showed you before. So this one is a bit feels a bit better to cuddle with, because you don't always have his hair in your face. Can be brushed and combed very easily, and the hairs, the mane really looks very nice, very true to a king. So that was my last male lion, actually my last lion plushie, and then we will head to the tigers in just a bit. Alright, and here they are again, my super adorable lion pride. Really some of my very favorite toys, not only some of my very favorite toys, but my favorite toys, because I really cuddle and huddle them a lot. So which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. I really have a beautiful selection. The two kings are over there, and they are joined by 5 lionesses and even a cub, so I think it's really a beautiful pride. But I'm looking to expand it, so if you can help me finding some of these similar looking lion or lioness plushies, let me know in the comments, or contact me on one of my social media outlets that are listed in the description. They are incredibly hard to find, but I know there are more out there that I do not have yet, but I really want to collect to expand my pride. So super cool toys, and you can never go wrong with a plushie. Perfect gift, and they give you so much comfort. Oh, and I can spend hours just cuddling and snuggling with them. So, but this video will continue in just a bit, because I promised you to show my tigers, and they are not less impressive than all these lions here. So we'll get there in just a second. Alrighty, and now it's tiger time. So as promised, I'll show you my lifelike, life-size tiger plushies that I collected. Not that much of them, of course. I'm a lion, but I do love tigers as well. I got 5 of them. These 2 here, smaller ones, and look at these 3 here, how big they are. Wow. But talking about them one by one, I'll show you the details like I did with the lions. Again, as a reminder, they are all made in China likely by 2 companies, Way High New Tiger Toy and Way High Lion Toy. The links are in the description of this video. These tigers are a bit more easy to find nowadays on eBay and other similar sites. Melissa and Doug has a very similar tiger to those as well, and these are still pretty common in Germany, the resting tigers. And again, they all have the molded heads, which I prefer because that makes for a much more realistic look. You see, hard head, pink plastic nose, and super realistic eyes. I mean, the markings are really great, and properly proportioned bodies. So I cannot wait to show you each one of those. And I think without further ado, let's get started then. let's talk about these super cute tigers. Oh wow, look at this, look how big this tiger is. This is my biggest of my big cat plushies, and I'm so super proud that I have him. It's a super realistic and very lifelike tiger. I actually I consider him a Siberian tiger because he has a longer fur than all the other tigers that I have, and look at his size. He's really bulky. He's supposed to be a very muscular tiger, a big strong tiger. Oh, so super awesome. Cuddling with him really does come really close to snuggling with a real life tiger because he's so big and so realistic. He really feels like a tiger. He looks like one. He's got all the features. There's these little details. Simply he doesn't bite and he doesn't have claws, so the negative sides are not included, but look at this. Wow. Look at this face. I've said his fur is pretty long, so around the eyes you can make him some long fur. You can make the eyes a little bit different depending on how you arrange the fur around them. You can make him look more aggressive or with a bit more open eyes. Look at that face. All the face markings are correct. The white around the eyes, the black striping. It's even got the lips, and of course, it's so big. Of course, he's got white spots at the back of his ears. Wow, so incredibly big. Look at the striping. They're all nicely done. Tigers do not feature a lot of stripes on their legs, so that's correct as well. Oh, he's got his cute paws, and you can recreate authentic tiger behavior with him. You can lower its head, you can lick its paws like this. Look at this. Oh. And he's super huggable, pretty soft, but he does weigh a lot. Oh. So this one came to me from England. Found it on eBay UK many years ago. Said likely also made by Way High New Tiger Toy, and with a bit of luck you can still find them. Look at this. Look at the body. I like how he's curved, and that makes for a good snuggling experience. It's like he's snuggling onto you. You can see the seams where he's put together, where the stripes meet, but even though they do not always match up, I still think it doesn't take away from the beauty of him. Long tail here. He doesn't have a tag or anything that would say where he was made. That's an awesome plushie. He's definitely my favorite tiger plushie by far, because everything is perfect on him. He's got his bear. Look at that. You can even brush and comb it a little bit to make it look nice. Got a hot molded head, like all of my big cat plushies. Oh, look at that. It's got his whiskers. He doesn't have the whiskers above his eyes anymore. I think he didn't have them when I got him. Some of them have it, some of them not. But that's fine. It allows me to give him a cute little stroke across his head. Oh. Don't you dream of cuddling with a real tiger? Well, this is the closest that you can get if you do not have access to a real tiger. This is so super adorable. Oh, my favorite tiger plushie. So, yeah, I think I showed you everything about him. Let's take a look at his white brother, which is also very impressive. Okay, so I called him white brother, but of course this cannot be a brother if the golden one is a Siberian tiger, because all living white tigers nowadays are Bengal tigers. So this is, of course, isn't the brother of my other one, but it is the same pattern, same shape, same pose, same length, but the biggest difference is, besides that he's white, is that he's stuffed a lot more. He feels a lot harder, and it's pretty difficult to move his head around. I can hardly reach his paws, so that makes him a bit less playable. It's a bit difficult to recreate some of the tiger's behaviors, but still this is an awesome plush, and it's definitely the heaviest for the ones I have, because it's stuffed so hard. Beautiful face. It's got authentic green eyes. You know that white tigers aren't albinos. It's a genetic mutation, recessive gene that they carry. It's got his beard as well, and it's got the whiskers, super cute. Oh, feels so great hugging him. White tigers are a bit sensitive to staining, so make sure when you cuddle with them a lot and give them lots of hugs like I do, that you clean them at least once a year and disinfect them. They really easily stain and turn yellow. Thankfully it's not that bad on this one yet. Look at this beautiful fur. The stripes are looking very authentic, very realistic. Here where he's sewn together, super awesome. He's big, he's difficult to handle, but oh, look at that. Oh. Also you can see it's got the plastic nose. The lips are airbrushed very nicely as well. Here's his paws, and really wonder why they didn't make this solid black. That would work a lot more realistic. Oh, super cute to see his whiskers. No whiskers on top of his eyes either, but still, that is definitely the most realistic white tiger plushie that I have ever seen, and I have the privilege to be able to cuddle and huggle him each and every day. Oh. Oh. What a proud kitty it is. Well, the World Wildlife Fund has made a survey a couple of years ago asking people what their favorite animal is, and the tiger clearly outscored everything else, even us lions, sadly. But I can understand. That's why I have those tiger plushies, not only lions. I really have a soft spot or should I say stripe, for them as well. And it's thanks to those super realistic plushies. It really makes you feel like you are interacting with a real tiger. Wow, and it's a white tiger. So I consider this plushie one that lives in Las Vegas at Siegfried and Roy's Secret Garden. I have been there, and I can only recommend you, if you're ever in town at the Mirage, go visit those cats there. They are simply amazing and magical. So I didn't give him a name yet, but if you want to give him a name, let me know in the comments. It should be one of Siegfried and Roy's tigers. Can't recall all their names off my head, but eventually I'll give it a name. So 3 more tigers to go. We're looking at the next one, and that will be a Bengal tiger as well. Alright, and here we have what I consider a Bengal tiger. It's a little bit smaller than the first one that I showed you, the Siberian tiger, and he has a much shorter fur, but it's still a very, very nice plush. And what I love about it is its face. It's done very, very cute. I really like how the eyes look. They inserted the eyes in a way so that they look super, super, super cute. Let's see, take a look at this face. Isn't that super adorable? While the Siberian tiger looks more aggressive and much older, this one looks like a younger tiger and more adorable, more on the cute side, but still realistic enough. Really love around his eyes, how the eyes are inserted. It's super, super, super cute. And his bear is still in a super good condition. I take good care of it. And it's the only tiger that features a rubber lip. That's for added realism. Very, very cute. And you can also see it's got the white spots on the back of its ears. That's so awesome. And he is also very soft. And you can play with him. He can lower its head to lick its paw, or to grab a piece of meat. And his curved body also allows you to snuggle with him very, very well. I usually I hold him like this, and it's really like he's snuggling onto my body, and I give him lots and lots of love. So his tail is very nice as well, although he has a somewhat of an odd bend in here. He stuffed there's something with the stuffing in here. It feels rather hard. I haven't been able to get it out, and I'm afraid to open it. So the tail could use some new stuffing, but other than that, he's super, super soft. And as you can see, the stripes are also very realistic, not too many and not too few of them. So look at his paws. That's super adorable. Tigers have big, big paws, and that's represented very well in this plushie. And as I said, I would really love if they would be animatronic, or at least give some growls and roars as you interact with them. That would be the ultimate toy for me. But that's okay. Maybe someday they will bring out new versions. But These are perfect toys already as they are. So super adorable. Tigers will have a lot of interesting vocalizations, so a tiger plushie with sounds would be really something cool, because they could include a big variety of sounds. So that's it for this plushie. Also really one of my favorites of all the big cats that I have. I almost wanted to give him away because space is pretty critical now, but I just cannot do this. I want to keep him. I cannot give him away. So I'll continue to give him the best home that I can give. So, and with that being said, one last kiss. I'll show you the last two tigers and the last two big cat plushies for this video. So let's get to them in a second. And these are the two smallest tigers that I have, but they are super adorable as well, and make perfect cuddle companions because of their pattern and their shape. It's like the Lioness that I showed you earlier in this video. They have the same shape. These are called resting tigers. Still available on the German eBay. I noticed if you search for Tiger Ruhend, I will give you the spelling here in the video. You can find them, and as you can see, I'll demonstrate you here on this one. They have the perfect shape for cuddles and huggles. Just the right size if you have some space issues, but still would like to have a tiger plushie that feels and looks realistic and still has a certain size. These are the right ones for you. They're about 35 inches long, and I noticed that the golden one is stuffed a lot harder than the white one here. It is a lot softer. Also their faces, the striping is the very same, so but the faces are a bit different. I think the white one looks a bit more adorable, and this one is looks a bit older, and but still, they're super cute tigers. You can see how they are made out. One of his paws, and he can clean himself like this. He does have the whiskers on both sides, not above the eyes, but that's fine. Also molded head, of course, like with all the tiger plushies, and the plastic nose, the pink nose, and you can see the shape of its body allows for perfect snuggles. He's snuggling onto you, and this one, because it's stuffed rather hard, serves very well as a pillow. Makes a perfect pillow pet. So I consider him a Bengal tiger as well, to go with this one. As said, unfortunately, white tigers stain pretty easily, pretty fast. So I treat them once a year with shampoo, with the mouth shampoo, and surface clean them. Definitely never immerse them in water. The stuffing will not dry anymore, and it will grow mold, and then your plushie is ruined for good. I definitely don't want to have that happen. So please only surface clean plushies like this, unless you are able to, if you have the skills to open it and remove all the stuffing and then put it back together, then of course you can throw the fur into the machine. But I'm afraid of doing that. Well, honestly, I lack the skills. So I hope he's holding up for many more years. That's also one of the first tiger plushies that I got, and they're still available, like I said. So a super adorable white tiger here, 35 inches long, super soft. Oh, it makes for good cuddle too. Look at that. Oh. I often sleep with him like this in my arms. I cuddle with lions and tigers about an equal time, since I really love both species, and I'm so super glad that I have those tigers besides my lions. So I'll definitely look for them on the German eBay if you really love them like I do. It looks like in the meantime they got the softer version of him, so I may order one and see if they are really if they improved a little bit. He's pretty hard and not very playable, but not much of playability because of that. This one's a lot better. Can lick his rear paws, clean himself. Oh, look at that. That's so fun. It's fun to play with plushies. So, yeah, that's about what I can say for my tigers. Let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know in the comments. And so I hope I was able to please my tiger fans as well with this video. So thank you so much for watching what was one of my favorite episodes of Kitwana's toys to create, since I really love these toys, and I think I showed you that very well, how much I really appreciate these plushies. I think they're really some of the best toys ever made. Oh, and I think I'll say goodbye for now, and I'm going to cuddle with them a lot today, tomorrow, and for hopefully many years to come. Let me know what was your favorite plushie out of all of these that I presented to you. Let me know in the comments, either below this video, or if that's no longer possible due to the new COPPA rules, please use one of my social media outlets listed in the description of this video. So, wish you all a very good day, and we'll see us at the next episode of Kitwana's Toys. And until then, goodbye.